Ross, a new deal at the club. What's your reaction to staying with us?
Buzzing, absolutely over the moon. I absolutely love it here. So I'm just thankful for the board for giving me an opportunity to get back fit and get back on the football pitch for this club.
Since you've touched on it straight away, how is it going?
Yeah, good. Working hard. It's been a tough, obviously, start of the year really overall. So just grafting away. Seeing the surgeon next week for a little update to see where I'm at, and hopefully in the next kind of 4 to 5 weeks we'll be back running, and then progressing from there. Once I start running, a lot of things is quite straightforward. So it's just getting to that hurdle there, that running phase, and then from then it's just hard work.
Schedule-wise, are you ahead of where you want to be? Are you where you want to be? Or?
Yeah, probably around about where I should be, to be fair. Obviously, you're always pushing, so I'm probably being a bit hard on myself at times where I'm not where I want to be, but I've just got to be a bit patient and make sure I do things right and be safe in what I'm doing. And it's a time scale, so it's kind of, obviously I've got that end goal, but it's going to fluctuate all the time with different things that pop up and things like that. So just got to keep patient and stay headstrong and keep working hard.
I suppose the motivation is to get back fit and kind of prove your worth with the new contract, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. This is the biggest year of my career, so to speak now. So got to get back fit, and this next kind of 6-month period to get fit is the biggest in my career by a country mile. So just got to knuckle down and keep working hard, and hopefully can repay the faith that the board put in me.
Do you set a target for where you want? I want to be back out there by this point. Have you set that?
Yeah, a little bit. So obviously, you look at I'm aiming like back end of November time, which is where I want to be aiming for. Fingers crossed. I have looked at. I think it's the FA Trophy, one of the FA Trophy rounds. I think it's the December the 6th or something like that. I saw that date come out and I had my little eye on it to see. Hopefully, maybe that could be a one potentially. But like I said, it's going to fluctuate all the time, and it might be early, it might be later. But I've just got to make sure I get back right, because this is my job, so I've got to make sure I'm safe and able to do that correctly.
I suppose that takes into account a pre-season for yourself as well, because your pre-season won't be able to start until later on, I guess. Yeah,
no, I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, I was aiming to try and get to able to do pre-season with the boys, but I'm not there yet, so it's not worth taking that risk, and which will probably hinder me in the longer run. So I just got to be patient, trust the physio, trust Rosie, trust the people around me, and kind of all the knowledge that they've got, and just be patient.
We spoke probably last time we spoke about the support around you. How has that continued over the last few months since we spoke?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. My support network's grown even more so. So like close other physios who I trust have worked with Rosie, and other strength and conditioning coaches who, again, we've built a relationship with them, and Rosie's built a relationship with them. So that's just getting a load of knowledge that's going to help, and different ideas and things like that that's only going to benefit me in the long run.
And how has, obviously looking at previous players that have been in your position, how has it compared? Because I guess you look at it quite intensely of how they progress when you're talking right at the front at the start of it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is that you've seen other people's progress, and it's about understanding that everybody's journey is different, everybody's body heals differently. So I'm trying, although I'm looking at other benchmarks, stuff like that, I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself with it, and just being really, really patient and understanding that, like I said, that every journey is different, and my journey of my recovery will be a lot different to everybody else's.
I saw it over the weekend, you back into coaching quite hands-on again. How good has that been for you?
Oh, it's been massive. That's kind of been my football fix, really. I've been doing some of our lads as well, that doing some off-season sessions for them. So hopefully they could come back fit and sharp as well. So, but yeah, I think it's just that's given me that sense of football again. It's my life. It always has been from being 7 years old. So to not be involved in it, it's been horrible. It's been awful, and I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy at any stage. So, but no, it's been brilliant to get back in and seeing the young players as well. So when I'm kind of maybe struggling a little bit, you kind of see the young players how hard they're working, and it makes you think, you know what, like, it gives me that motivation and that desire to keep working hard.
Talk about your feeling on last season then, because obviously it's over your left shoulder. We managed to get there in the end. You played a massive part in the first half of the season and the second, but just not on the pitch.
Yeah.
How did it pan out for you in your head?
For me, it's the best day of my career, probably the best day of my life. I've not had any kids yet or anything, so for me, it's the best day of my life. Just from being here as a young boy to then winning and getting promoted with a football club in front of that many fans is just unbelievable. And just seeing what it meant to the group we had that last season. I know boys will come and boys will go, but the group we had last year was just one of the best groups I've ever been involved with. And to finally get over the line of everything that we set out to achieve and get it done in probably the most dramatic fashion was unbelievable.
For you, obviously, being on the sidelines for that kind of day and it still being the best day of your life, does that just say how close this group was last season?
Yeah, massively. And like I said there, obviously played a lot of the games at the start of the season and it kind of meant just as much to me as it did to everyone else. Just to see, even when I was in doing rehab, I could see the boys out there working, doing the gym sessions and things like that and training hard. And every defeat we kind of had along the way, or if we dropped points, it just hurt just as much. It was almost like you felt like you want to try and say something at times, but sometimes you think, right, I've just got to let the boys, because I'm not in their position. I'm not one playing on the pitch, but when they need advice and they need help. So each home game, I was in the dressing room before the game, half time, before I had my oppos up on the gantry, helping the gaffer and things like that. So I was just trying to help the boys as much as possible, even in extra time, trying to force Harry Barrows down the throats and things like that. So, but yeah, it was brilliant.
It was a hard watch for us upstairs. Was it equally as hard down in the dugout area?
Yeah, I think I was more nervous for the semi-final than the final, though. I think from the way we prepared that week leading up to the final, and even on when I arrived and I saw the boys how they were, the way the gaffer spoke before the game, I thought we'd be fine. I knew we'd get it done because everyone was just so calm and relaxed. It was like we knew we deserved to be here and we knew exactly what we had to do, and we all fully believed we could do it.
How much of last season did that draw from then, the Boston game and not getting over the line? And because it's pretty much the same group, wasn't it, barring a few players?
Yeah, massively. And I think the way we prepared the whole week leading up to it was a lot different. The way the gaffer spoke before the game was a lot different. And I think that experience of being here before, being in front of the big crowd before, and I think the big games in the season where we had a big crowd here massively helped. And I think all year the words were, we were expected to win every game. So we got used to playing under that pressure because we were the biggest club, and if we didn't go up it was a failure. So we got used to that pressure.
So next year it's a different kind of pressure. We're not the biggest club in the league. We've probably not got the expectation we've had over the last couple of years. How does that change going into the new season?
Yeah, I think we've got to go in and attack it and find our feet early doors, and then from there, once we found our feet, we need to really kick on and knuckle down because it's a tough league. A lot of people from the outside will look at it and think we can and go again and things like that, and we're not saying we're not. We'll give it our best go because we're all winners at this football club and we want the best for the club and best for each other, but we've got to be realistic. I think we're going into a new league, it's going to be tough. So we've got to make sure we knuckle down and fight for every single point.
I know it was prior to you being back at the club, but the last time we were in this league, we went straight out the other end, and I think the season started with that kind of mentality of, we'll go straight back up. It's just not as simple as that, is it?
No, football's not like that in any league, any game, on any given day. Anyone could beat anyone. So we got to make sure on any day, any Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, Monday, we're at it, ready to fight for 3 points. And if it's a point, it's a point. It's another point to where we want to be. If it's 3, it's a massive bonus. But it's just making sure we pick up points away from home and really make this place a real fortress at home.
Just finish on you personally again. I know you said the next kind of thing is running properly again. What's the next couple of milestones for you?
Yeah, I think the main one is being able to run fully, completely. So I can still run now a little bit, but I've probably not done all the right mechanics to be able to run for a longer period of time. So I can do little spurts here and there, but it's making sure I'm ready to run for a real long period of time. And then from there, once I've started running, it's then right into sprinting, and then it's into like a little bit of kind of ball work, and then the change of direction, and then hopefully a little bit of team training, and then from there hopefully playing.
How big is that as a mental barrier to get over? Like that, a sprint's probably, and change of direction is probably a big thing that you kind of worry subconsciously about, I guess.
Yeah, I've had quite a few bits like that along the way in terms of like jumping and landing, especially on one leg. I think the first time I hopped on one leg, it was absolutely petrifying. But then it's understanding, right, I'm fine, I can get over it. So half the battle is mental as well. So it's just really knuckling down and staying strong and believing in myself as well, and believing in my knee, and that it's going to be fine, it's going to be okay. I've done all the hard work and all the preparation. It's just making sure and then go and do it.
Very final. When you said last season's group was one of the best, a lot of players are sticking around for next season. How important do you think that is?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Obviously, we all talk here and there and finding out what's going on, and so it's good. And when you hear certain boys are staying, and it's brilliant. But then obviously when you see that people are leaving, it is gutting, because you built up those relationships, and some of the lads who are leaving, I've built relationships with them for a real long period of time. So, and they'll stay friends for a long time. So it is hard to see them go, but just new people come in, new faces and something like that. So it's just ready for a new challenge.